Alrighty, welcome Saturday. Don't do this too often. No Caleb this week, but I've managed to get one of my good friends, Jordy from Electric Eels. Welcome, mate. How are we?
Yeah, good, mate. Pleasure to be on here. Absolutely excited about tonight. I just have a good feeling that Parramatta are going to come out on top, especially with Strange and Hudson Young out.
Yeah, it's good. And look, although we haven't had the results that we've been looking for these last, say, month of footy, effort's been there. And look, couple of calls go our way, couple of balls bounce the right way. We could be looking at a 3-game winning streak with a win tonight.
Yeah, well, you just look at the comp and how close it is. It only takes a 2, 3, 4, 5 game winning streak to be right back up there again. And as the season sort of progresses, we'll get players back from injury. Now, I'm not expecting us to, make finals at this point, but I reckon, like last year, I feel that we're going to have a successful end to the season.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting if we have another ending to this year as we did last year, where we came out. I think we won 8 of our last 10 last year. All super excited. Gives us a bit of optimism going to the preseason. That who
Yeah,
knows? Maybe next year we actually start red hot. But look, at so many of
yeah,
these young boys as well getting experience. Like our spine has got like 50 combined games between 4 players, which is just unheard
yeah,
of for a spine. So they're going to make their mistakes, but I can see the positives moving forward. I reckon.
yeah, for sure. Just having this game time for our youngsters, or this game time they're getting, it's going to prove crucial in a year or two's time. When the development starts to really show. Especially, I really hope by uh, the sort of 2028 that we've picked up a few more classy players so that these youngsters can play alongside them as well, and fully unlock their potential.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We've got like Jaden Silver's coming next year, so that's a Origin international level player to man that right side with Mitchie. If we can get a classy center, throwing it out there, a Herbie Farnworth type would
Oh,
be
I wish
would be nice. Like
it'd be great.
we'd be having parties down in Parramatta if we can manage to sign him. But someone of that caliber to help that
Yeah,
left hand side, because you think about it, our left side's always been our most devastating. You look through the
yeah,
years, we had Semi on that wing, Sevo on that wing. Bloody 2022 was the Sean Lane, Dylan Brown combo. So that's always been our strike side. We just
yeah,
can't get the ball to our strike at the moment. Like Fox has been a bit quiet. We just
yeah.
can't.
It seems like there's been a few games there where um, Fox has been free. Russell's had the ball and he just hasn't sort of got it to Fox, or yeah, you know,
And that was the thing. You think last year it was a backline movement. Sean Russell get the ball, and instead of trying to do his step in or size up the guy, it was just pop straight
yeah,
over to him, and then Fox is flying down the left hand side.
yeah,
Let's have a look. If we get our team list up, we're going to hide our pretty faces for a bit. We're pretty much like for like of last week. I actually think we're exactly the same as last week. Perks of having one Origin player who gets hurt, so we don't have to worry about him missing out. But you look at Canberra over here. Laurie is a fullback playing 6, no Strange. You're losing Young with Mariota. Like there's some big outs for Canberra this week. And I'm looking at that bench. They got a very small bench. You got dummy half, Chevy's a fullback, Kobe Black's a halfback, like bit of a skinny bench. So I think for me at least, the key that we're looking at is to try and win that middle. It's going to be tough,
absolutely,
but you think we
yeah.
start that 20, we're matching up with your Tarpneys and Horsburghs. You get your Tincums and your Tui Vardis in the middle there. Who knows what's going to happen there? What do you reckon?
Our bench is definitely bigger and stronger. I think with Raiders missing Ethan Strange, he's proved to be that X factor for the Raiders. He's the one that's been winning them games off the back of his attack. And I really think with Raiders missing him this week that they're going to struggle. We've got a lot of youth in our side. Our forward pack is strong as well. But also in saying that, I've found that our forward pack is sort of gassed out quickly. the past few weeks. So, I think a big thing for us is completing our sets and keeping the ball.
Yeah, well, you look when we versed Cowboys, our completion rate was mid to high 80s all game. We're in that game, and because we were holding onto the ball so well, by the end of the game, we were able to do our moves, have that comeback. Whereas since then, it's fallen off a cliff. I'm not sure if
Yeah,
you saw, but the game on Monday, DeBellin was off his on his haunches after 20 minutes. He could barely move, and he was
yeah,
out there for way too long. So you got someone like that who's on the older side of things. Get him in there for the first 15, 20. Go make your tackles, just shore up that middle, give it your all, and then go sit down, have a rest. And we'll bring in Tuivasa or probably Walker, to be honest. But
yeah,
I think a good 20-60 split. Like just get someone like him in for the first 20, give his all on the bench, get some fresh legs out there. Because
yep,
the worst thing that I could think of is we versus Canberra tonight. We're in it for the first 20, and then they get a quick play the ball. Starling gets through, and DeBellin's just out of gas, misses the tackle, they
yeah,
score.
yeah,
Like, that's my biggest fear.
yeah,
And you'd assume that Talon's gonna be on the bench. He has the last few weeks.
yeah. And that's I find like Talon coming off the bench and Walker coming off the bench, it just when our forwards get tired, they just bring that speed sort of in the middle of the game, especially like when we need it. But yeah, I'm very much excited to see Walker come off the bench tonight. I know he's got a point to prove. He had a great season last season. This season he hasn't sort of gotten to that level yet, but I feel like he's going to come out there tonight with a point to prove.
You think that shot that Olakawatu hit him with about a month ago has rattled him a bit?
Yeah, I think so. Shoulder charge, mind you. That was definitely a
Yeah,
shoulder charge.
should have been a bin. I think if the refs get that call right, we win comfortably there. That really changed
Peter
the
Goff,
momentum
mate.
there.
Peter Goff hates
Mate,
Parra.
hates Parra. There's a reason he gets so many breaks throughout the season, mate.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Didn't notice him last week.
Yeah, he does. He's a bit of a FIFO, 2 on, 2 off kind of guy from the sounds of things.
Yeah.
All right, having a look. What else we got? We've got the big one here. So we've got former Parramatta glory kid Ethan Sanders came through.
Yeah.
Carp flag, didn't get a crack. So he's going to Canberra this year. Hasn't been setting the world on fire, but he's done what we thought he'd do. Really good kicking game. As you'll see, nearly 2,000 kick meters in the first half of the season. What have your thoughts been on how he's been going so far? Kind of what you're expecting, or?
Yeah, kind of what I'm expecting. He's still learning his craft. Obviously, this is his first year starting at halfback. So yeah, just learning his craft, and with a player like Ethan Strange around him, he's only going to get better.
Yeah.
And yeah.
He'll have to do a whole lot more tonight, you'd think, being with Laurie is more of a he's always been a one when it was for Tigers or he played for Penrith last year. So he's gonna do a lot more of the controlling sides of tonight. So it'll be interesting to see how he handles it. And I believe he'll have Kelmer running at him tonight. And we know that Kelmer loves his one-on-ones against halfbacks.
Oh yeah.
So look, that if Volkman can get Kelmer good ball, I've noticed probably the last month when they're giving Kelmer ball, he's running directly on someone. If we can push him out a bit wider and get him in that halfback center gap, which I believe will be between Sanders and Tomoko, we could see him have a game like he did against Brisbane.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also thought that game against the Knights the other week, he was just all over Sandon Smith, absolutely all over him. Every time Kelmer got the ball, he'd just run straight and absolutely floor him every time.
Well, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do those little unders for him. We're gonna do little short balls because we know his bread and butter is being an impact player. He's a great runner of the ball, can hit a good line. We just gotta. It's gonna sound weird to say, but kind of give him the Olakawatu treatment. Give him early ball, let him work. because that's where he's gonna shine most. We need him running at Sanders all night, making him tackle all night. But that all starts with what we're saying at the start: middle lane, the platform, holding the ball. We're not going to get anywhere if we're defending like we did again. If we defend as much as we did against the Dogs, Canberra's going to put 50 past us. Doesn't matter if they've got no Strange or Young.
That's right. And I think last week we're playing against the dog sides that absolutely is depleted in attack. I don't know what's going on with the Dogs this year. Might be something to do with Adam O'Brien, but their attacking has been absolutely dreadful. And yeah, look, even last week, that first half especially, we were very lucky that Bulldogs didn't put more points on us. But yeah, look, if we can have a good completion rate, hold on to the ball, yeah, we can be successful tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that's it. And it's not like the effort areas aren't there. It's almost like we just shoot ourselves in the foot so much throughout a game that we can't get anywhere. Like we're banking
especially out of our own half.
Yeah, and that almost surprises me a little bit because you look at our back five. Let's get that graphic back up just so I can remember exactly what I'm looking at. You've got Kelly and Fox. Kelly pushes 200 meters a game in his sleep. Fox. We got a back five that should be able to roll up the field. Like Sam Ryan and Ruther, we got big bodies in our back five. It just seems like it's taken us 4-5 tackles to even get out of our 30.
Yeah.
One thing I have noticed, and this isn't me shitting on Fox, it's his little short side dummy half runs he does where he goes to go and then kind of stands up the marker, tries to fend him off and go. And
sort of doesn't get anywhere, eh?
No, because if the marker can get a hold of him, that second marker is just going to jump in and it's a burn of a tackle. So I'd rather have someone jump into dummy half for him, get him the ball, just so we can get 1 or 2 off the ruck. Because trying to come out and then go back in behind the ruck isn't working. And then Volkman's having to use his little frame to boot the ball 60
I'll tell you what, he's got a boot on him, but for a little fella.
Oh, mate, he's got a massive boot. Having a look at this, he's having a crack. He kicked for 800 meters last week against the Dogs.
Yeah,
and when he wants to, his placement's good. How many times do we see his little dart on the short side, 40-meter dink into the corner? We've got a couple of supposed to be repeat sets, but no one gets repeat sets anymore off a dropout anymore because it's either a penalty for obstruction or they get the ball back. But his placement is good. And I'm not sure if you watched the Canberra Roosters game last week, but Cherry and Walker were putting him on a cycle. They were kicking him to the corners. Weeks looks gassed. Radley nearly scored off that try there. So there are openings there. Yeah, so look, having a look here. Out of our squad you've seen, so you've watched the same kind of squad play for 4 weeks now. Who's going to be our X factor, do we think, that's going to be able to break the game open for us?
For me, the man to break the game open for us tonight is Isaiah Iongi.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. He's how have you felt him be since he's come back from injury these last couple of weeks?
I think he's still getting his match fitness up. Obviously, he was out for some time. So, yeah, I think he's still getting his match fitness up. His speed will come back. But I think going forward, he is going to be an X-factor player for Parramatta. He's just – that running game is so, so good. And it'll only get better.
It will. And I think – I thought he struggled a bit against Newcastle, but that was his first game back since Penrith. That's a big layoff to have against a side like Newcastle to be a first
Dylan
game
Lucas
back.
has absolute wheels though. He's a centre.
Oh mate, the amount of people who are like, oh mate, I only lost some speed. I'm like, mate, he's 3 steps
No.
behind the ruck, and Dylan Lucas is not a back rower.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't
Lucas,
believe it. Just like, holy.
Lucas is only a back rower because of the number on his back.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
amount of times you've seen him in space, you never see that man get run down. And we've seen Iongi in space, and people don't usually catch him.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
I
think,
think with the momentum Lucas had, he would have beaten most fullbacks. Like,
oh mate, I think he could have had Jason Saab chasing him, and I think he scores in that corner still. Like, people aren't touching him, but I agree. I'm having a look here. He's only played the 6 games this year. His run meters are up from last year. He's up to about the 140 meters. I will say, him in the air hasn't been as strong as it was
last year.
last year. But again, I think that's down to our squad not laying a platform for him.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
he's under so much pressure when teams are making 60 meters a set.
Yeah.
And they're putting up attacking bombs, and there's Crichton charging after him.
Yeah.
It's not the easiest thing in the world. You got to get that timing perfect, and he usually does. Like, I wasn't all that upset when he got outleapt by 6'7" Stephen Crichton on a rampage.
Yeah.
Like, no,
Yeah,
like, not
absolutely.
many people are doing that.
Yeah.
But I think the success we had end of last year is when we're doing our set plays and our backline movements, he was getting early ball. That
Yeah.
gives him time to square up his opposition. He loves his cutout ball.
Yeah.
So if we could get him one-on-one with Laurie or Sanders, their centers are automatically going to be drawn in because of the running threat.
And that brings over
And
to the Fox.
that's going to, Fox or Kelly, or
Yep.
if you saw in the preseason, he started that getting that little grubber on his
Yeah.
backline movement. So he'd
Yeah.
throw the cutout, dummy the cutout, and kick in behind. And I don't know that Canberra's positional play at the back is overly strong, especially this week with Stewart in the wing there. I think that's a place we can get to, but it all comes down to how we get over in half.
Yeah, exactly. I think especially like, I don't know, that they're obviously Strange missing, and Young. I just see them being them being out being a weakness for Canberra Raiders. If you look at the games where they both weren't playing earlier this season, they just didn't look the part, and I feel like they've been really inconsistent all season anyway. So yeah, I see our attack being a big problem for them tonight.
Yeah, and having a look, their last 5 games, where are we? They got shut out by Roosters last week, beating the Cowboys. You can't take a whole lot out of that because who hasn't
they've
beaten
been
the
that
Cowboys this year?
inconsistent.
Like, we've beaten the Cowboys, and with all respect to us, we're not that crash hot. And then lost to, last Origin game, they lost to Dolphins, who had a bunch out for Origin as well. And then, Penrith, they can be in games, but they just don't seem to be able to ice games, which puts them in the exact same spot as us. So,
I could definitely agree with that.
Yeah, and having a look how we've matched up. It's not pretty, but I've done a bit of deep dive into these last few games. We haven't versed them at home since 2022.
Yeah, I know. Like, since that week 2 of the finals back in 2022, we haven't played them actually at CommBank.
Because I had a look. That 2023 game I had no memory of. It just didn't ring a bell to me. So before we jumped on, I actually went and rewatched the game. And that was in Canberra. 2024, I remember that. I was out for a friend's dinner at a pub, and that game was on, and we got trounced. And that was not a pretty game. That was a Sunday night. And then 2025, Darwin. And as people know,
record speaks for itself in Darwin.
Yeah, Parramatta and Darwin aren't good. You can't pick a team who lives in Western Sydney and chuck them up to the hottest climate in Australia and go play footy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that's
aren't the
exactly
fittest
right.
team in we aren't the fittest team in the winter, let alone when it's 70%
Summer, yeah.
humidity. And then that last game, that was a Saturday Arvo in Canberra, and we were right in that. There was
I
times it
remember
was
that
like
game.
we
We were
started
sort of neck
really
and
hot.
neck. We were
Yeah.
neck and neck, and then they just sort of ran away with it at the end there.
Yeah, like if I can remember, I have a feeling it was like 20-16 with like 20 to go. Like I believe that was a close game.
Yeah.
And they just kind of got they went a bit downhill to finish it off. See if I
Yep.
can find it here.
I feel like it was one of
Yeah.
those games where I was absolutely blowing up at the TV.
Yeah, it was one of those games where you expect to get smashed,
Yeah.
but because it's close, yeah, you get invested. But yeah, we were up with 28 minutes to go. It was
Yeah.
16-12 after 50 minutes. And
Yeah.
they scored 3 tries in 8 minutes to end the game.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah, I do remember that because I feel like there was a few games last year where Parramatta were in it. There's a few games last year where we probably should have won it. And those games ended up proving crucial for us to not make the 8.
Yeah, exactly. And you look, we're in the same kind of boat this year. Like, how many
Yeah.
games have we had this year where we've been in it with 10 to go and lost? We've had the last 2 weeks. We should have beaten the Tigers.
Yeah.
But that's 3. And if you check the ladder now, if we get those last 3, instead of us being on 10 points, we're on 16. And that would
Yeah.
put us a 1 win off the 8. So we're not,
Yep.
although the stats don't look pretty, and we're lucky that the Dragons are a rugby league club, where there's a world where we're pushing. Now, I don't think we're gonna win the comp, but it's not as doom and gloom as Parramatta fans may think it is. It's just a
Absolutely
couple of
not. As I said, it's that closer comp where if you string together 3, 4, or 5 wins in a row, you're right back up there in the conversation to be in the top 8 again.
and you think we get Moses gets through it unharmed on Wednesday. We have the bye the following week, and then he's right back in the squad.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Because like our run was got the bye next week, and then Souths at home, Manly at home,
I'll be there.
Roosters away. You will be there.
I'll be there for Parra and Manly. Yep.
Parra Manly, and I've done some digging with that one. Parramatta Manly have had split games over the last 4 or 5 years. It's always been 1-1. We can't beat the other away from home.
Yeah, true. Okay, that's interesting. I believe when we do play Manly though, we'll be missing Mitchell Moses if he is fit and available for State of Origin. But hoping that Olakawatu does get picked for game 3 and Kola, that'll be Manly's outs for game 3, and that will mean they'll miss the Parramatta and Manly game.
There you go. So we will have the side that we've been playing with the last month.
Yeah.
And they're playing without 2 of their strongest. And who knows? Someone gets injured in Queensland. Jamal Fogarty's in the squad.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's a smoky pick, especially if Sam Walker wasn't available for sure. I think his kicking game is quite good. Also, I do know that Tom Turbo is expected to be back for that game. Just hearing that through the week on the Hello Sport podcast. The plan is for Turbo to be back for that game.
Yeah, exactly. So that'll be interesting because although it's a big in for them, there's always those kind of learning pain of integrating a new player after they've been out for so long, especially with how well Manly has been playing. So that'll be interesting. But that's a good little segue into what we did here today. McLean, not the ankle, another soft tissue injury, which New South Wales loves to cause their players. A month ago, I'm not all that upset because we kind of had a side, but considering how well he played in the 20 minutes he was available, it's ended up being quite the big loss.
Yeah, absolutely. I think his performance when he came on in the back end of game one was great. He just looks so lively out on that left side, and I think that now this will open up an opportunity for Marky Mark. He's been in okay form this year. Last year, obviously, he was unreal, but he's one of those exciting flair sort of players that can create something out of nothing. Very athletic. So yeah, I'm excited to see how he goes in Origin. That's for sure.
He's one of those players where you go in with excitement and fear all rolled into one, because he's gonna
exactly.
he'll specky some guy and do some freaky stuff to score 3 tries. Then he'll do 3 dumb things and give out 3 tries. So it's going to be a level. If Queensland can capitalise, we could be in some trouble. But if we can
they'll be looking at that
100%, and they had a lot of success.
They'll say that and be like, "We're going that side."
Exactly, and that's why they had their success to start the game. Game one, like Toya got through, they were just running rampant. So it'll be interesting because we've got a brand new 6, 3, and 5 for game one compared to game two. Because Cooler's pushed in. Who was the winger? Oh, Cooler was the winger, sorry.
Cooler's now centre, I'd imagine.
Yeah, so it'll be Moses 6, Cooler 3, Marky Mark 5. So they've got 5 days to learn each other and fucking get right and rampant, because I'm not doing a game 3 decider in Queensland.
Yeah. And then you got Haas back in as well for New South Wales. That I think that's a big in. The first game, I just thought our forward pack were just getting dominated in the ruck, and too many errors. So
like
hopefully we can turn it around this game and actually have control.
Yeah, because like I said, it's hard. It's almost like we got ambushed.
Yeah.
Which shouldn't be happening for a game one. There shouldn't be any form of ambush. You should go in there
in New South Wales too.
Yeah, you're at home. You're amped up. There's no way you should be letting Queensland come through and dominate that much. We're just lucky that some excellent refereeing got us back into the game.
Thank you, Ashley Klein.
Ashley Klein, you're a good soul. Well, look, we won't touch too much on Origin because I'm sure we'll be back here very soon to deep dive into a bit more. I want to have a bit of a chat. Now, earlier this week, you did some posts about some retro jerseys and how we're looking. I must say, I thoroughly enjoyed these. All of my other Parra mates that I know came up. I think this was clear-cut everyone's favourite.
Yeah, for sure. Love the 01 jersey.
Is that the vibe you got? That was probably the most popular one?
Yeah, for sure. Loved it. Love the 01.
And with Adidas being in charge of our jerseys next year, could we see another retro style 01 or a retro 86 style jersey? Like, wouldn't be against that.
I really, really want that 04, 05 away jersey. That is on my must-buy list if I see online.
I will say I was very blessed. I will say very blessed that one of my dad's mates was a Parramatta fan growing up, and then decided to jump ship to Gold Coast. So I got rid of all of his Parramatta jerseys that he had. So I got to reap the rewards. But I think that maybe that one and probably this one are probably my two favorite ones. But we're going to think they're going to go for jerseys where we've had success, hence why 01's such a big one. So I think I could see this style jersey coming back next year.
Yeah, so that's the 09 jersey, obviously. My first sort of big memory of Parramatta was seeing them run to the 09 finals. Love that jersey. And even the away jersey of that, absolutely sick.
Yeah, we're gonna go back to the style. Like the yellow one that we have now just feels it almost feels too bright of a yellow. We need that real
Yeah, it's
dark.
like banana color.
Yeah, I'm staring at it in my wardrobe at the moment. It looks too yellow, especially with and I'm thinking it only looks so yellow because we've got yellow matte pants to match it. There's just too much going on. You need to have blue shorts always,
Yep.
and then we can go on to and fro. So I think
Yeah.
I think we're due for some nice retro jerseys. So we've got the '86 styled ones already, which I don't mind, but considering how cool the Sharkies retro jerseys look that they brought out for Magic Round, things like that, I think we're gonna
Yeah.
bring the collar back.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I think we're not a part of Heritage Round this year, are we?
No, I don't believe we are. No, which is a shame because we've got some iconic jerseys, like especially like this one just screams early 2000s.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, losing to Joey Johns at the peak of his powers, which happens.
Oh, it
You
does
can't
happen,
do
mate.
much with that. It
Geez, we've
does.
been unfortunate with grand finals. You know,
Yeah.
2001, Joey Johns, 2009, bunch of cheats, and then 2022, nobody would have beaten Penrith that night. So, yeah,
Yeah.
just unlucky.
Yeah. And everyone would say the 01 we choked. Obviously, we weren't really that intuitive with it. I was about 18 months old when that happened. You would have been around the same in the 01
Yeah,
grand final. So don't have vivid memories of it. But from what I was
yeah, no,
told, although Parramatta had the best attack of all time, Newcastle had the third best attack of all time with the greatest player of all time. So they weren't that far behind. And
we
we
had
just got,
Jason Taylor.
we
We had
did,
Jason
who
Taylor for that,
we did have Jason Taylor, who, although
and
was
he
a gunman,
retired. He
yeah,
retired the year after.
he did.
Yeah,
So
so that kind of sucks, man. Like you have like him having an absolutely unbelievable season, then the year after he, decides to hang up the boots, and it took us a few years to rebuild from that.
yeah, we did. We had a couple of years. I'm having to think about it now. 01, we made the grand final, then didn't really do much till 05. Didn't
Yep.
really do too much till 09. And then had a few years off, had a few good years between 2017 and 22. So it's just that, just how we are. We can only have a few years of success in a row before we fall off the wagon.
And have to rebuild again.
We just gotta have a Penrith system where just five or
Do you
six
feel like,
players in the best position the best in the world at their positions all grow up together.
yeah, do you feel like we're sort of going through that phase at the moment, like with our youngsters?
We are like there's potential there. Like obviously Iongi, he's on the cusp. I think give him a couple of years. He just needs to fine tune his game. I think Joe Ash is showing flashes. Like you can just tell he's one of the kind of guys who just bleeds for the club. He loves the club. He gets amongst. He's in everyone's face. He just wants to be a part of success. And
Yep.
even like Talon, I'm seeing really good signs from Talon. You got to think he's
Yeah,
21.
absolutely. He's 21,
Like
yeah. And
he's
there's a
like,
few decision making, problems that he does make in games, but that'll come with experience. And I think what he's able to do at his age already, with limited first grade games, is unbelievable. Like his speed, he's so quick.
yeah, he gives me Blake Brayley vibes. Obviously not to the
Yeah,
level that Brayley is yet,
not yet.
but if we can get a forward pack that runs in, runs over the top, and then we've got those quick play the balls, he's gonna carve up.
Yep. And we got Lorenzo coming through as well. Like he's talented. He's only going to get better. He's only what, 18 or 19?
Yeah, you gotta think there's a
Lincoln
chance
Fletcher
in
as well. Lincoln
yeah.
Fletcher. He's someone else that I think has a huge future at Parramatta, especially learning under Mitchell Moses. I think he's only just going to develop like into an absolute star one day.
And you gotta think, coming through the grades, he was touted to be just as good as Lorenzo, if not better. And
Yeah.
they kept him in SG ball with Ryder for an extra year. And every time I watched SG ball this year, he was the best player on the park by a country mile. He's he's had a bit of injury this year, but when he gets back, push him in cup, have Lorenzo
Yep.
and Lincoln killing it together, and then
Yep.
they could be the Cleary Luai for Parramatta moving forward.
Absolutely.
You imagine a team that has Iongi at 1, Lorenzo Lincoln in the halves, Talon at dummy half,
Yeah.
Talangi, Tuivati, Tincum in the back, front row. Get a couple of back rowers going. Like Kit Kat's still young. Like that's a side that can compete.
We'll be fire, bro. And you know, we'll pick up some class players around there. Hopefully Herbie.
Herbie would be nice.
It'd be beautiful. But yeah, I think Parramatta are getting their development right. They're not rushing these players into first grade. Like I know a lot of Parramatta fans are calling for Lorenzo to be hurry up and played and stuff, but they're getting his development right. They want to make sure the timing is right to bring him into a first grade side. And I think right now, just with how our side's been going the past few months, right now might not be the right time to bring in Lorenzo.
No,
because
you got to think
could be quite exposed. But I think
like you got to think he's 19. He's played a handful of games of cup.
Yeah.
There's no rush.
No, exactly.
How many times have you thrown a young half in there? They've struggled mightily because the jump from SG ball to cup is huge. You go from versing other 18-year-olds to versing bloody first graders who are scratching and clawing to get their way back up.
Yeah.
So we
just look at Cade Reid.
Exactly. Cade Reid dominated in cup. Like Dragons were one of the best cup sides. Throw him into first. He's just not quite ready. Like examples everywhere. Tom Dearden got thrown in as a teenager for the Broncos. There was no hype on him when he went to the Cowboys because of how he played, and you slowly build him in. And who says having a preseason of Joash versus Lorenzo, knowing that one of them has that 6th spot because Peasant won't be there, and it's going to bring out the best, and whoever's the best man is the best man, but you want that healthy competition so no one gets complacent.
Yeah, absolutely. As you just said there, I think the more sort of positions we can have that sort of battle for the starting position, the better. You look at Iongi and Papali'i. I know that they'll be battling out for fullback probably when Moses comes back. So I'm hoping to see the best out of either of them as the season sort of gets to the end. But yeah, Lorenzo and Papali, them two are definitely going to be vying out for that number 6 spot next year.
Yeah, and is anyone saying that having a year of Lorenzo and Lincoln in the halves for cups not going to do a good for them?
No, absolutely, more game time.
And look, I think Lincoln might even be younger than Lorenzo, or at least the same age. So, having a look, if he's 19 at the moment, where is he? I'm pretty sure he's 19. And by the time Moses retires, 18-year-old he is. If you have Moses for 3 or 4 more years, Lincoln's 21, 22 by then. He's going to slide straight in, and he could be. Who says he couldn't be a halfback for the next 10, 12 years?
That's right, and I think that's more the direction Parramatta's sort of going, is building from, their youth academy and stuff, instead of spending overs on players.
Yeah, exactly. And look, having a look at this little article I looked. Parramatta halfback Lincoln Fletcher, extremely skilled like his teammate Lorenzo, arguably been better over the last 12 months, 2nd highest point scorer in Harold Matts, 2024 schoolboy side. Comparison, Nathan Cleary.
Could be. I hope so.
So all we need is Lincoln to come back from injury, dominate like he's going to, hang out with his close personal friends, Jack and Jordy, and then we can be the ones to say that from day one we knew he was going to be dominating. So when he's lifting up a premiership for us, we're right next to him in the sheds in the corner singing the Parramatta song.
Yeah, that'd be great. Like the
Like,
Hello Sport boys are with Manly.
Yeah.
Just
like I can't see another way. Like we're all for the club, one club. We'll be here for the tough times, which we have been for the last 25 years, and we'll be
my whole
ready to
life.
go for the yeah. We can't get more day one than how we are at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, the good times will come. I do know that. But yeah, right now we're just in that rebuilding phase. We're building these youngsters up to be future stars, hopefully. And yeah, hopefully in a few years' time we'll be looking back at the times like this and just laugh at it and wipe our tears with the Premiership Cup.
Exactly. And look, it's just going to make it a bit sweeter.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. The longer the drought goes on, the sweeter it's going to be when we win it.
Like I went and watched Panthers Storm 2024 and the game ended and it was just like another game for Penrith. They were like, cool. That's another comp.
Cool, another
Thanks.
premiership.
Cool, let's catch the train before it gets too busy. Gotta get home. Like
Yeah.
it just didn't look like it meant nothing to them. And then I was hanging out with my Broncos fans, as I've got a few of them living on the coast, and they were in tears.
Yeah.
And that was a 20-year
I just feel like if we win the premiership, geez, that Legs club is going to be crazy. Parra Legs club will be wild.
Yeah, as long as my work knows they're not going to see me for about a month, then won't have any. Yeah, at least a month.
I'd probably just resign from my work, to be honest, and then come back with an apology after about a month or two.
Yeah, just had to take some time just to find out who I really was.
Personal leave.
Yeah, and they'll go, Jack, we just saw videos about Paramount Leagues Club every day for a month. What are you talking
Lomax's
about?
mental health leave.
Yeah, there we go. Lomax need to take a break. Jack need to take a break. But look, we've pretty much gone over everything with a fine-tooth comb. I'll say, before we head off, we'll get through some predictions. We'll steal a little talk in Parra 1 because their setup is beautiful. I'm a big fan of how they set up their predictions. So I'll let you go first. We'll go first try, score, first try, and prediction for the game.
I think the score will be 26-14 to Parramatta. I believe that our first try scorer will be. Got to think about this one. I feel like it will be Talon De Silva. I just have a feeling.
I like that. He's always around, especially if we're close by. Like it's Who says he's not going to jump through?
I feel like he'll be our first try scorer anyway. I don't think we will score the first try, but I think Talon, when he comes on, he'll change the game and get over for us. And my prediction is that we'll be behind at half time, and then we will keep the Rays scoreless in the second half, and we'll run over the top of them.
Beautiful. Behind a half time, keeping Raiders scoreless in the second to get the come from behind victory. I like it. Now, I don't have as much faith in our defense as you do. I can't see a world we don't let an abundance of points. So I'm going to go Parramatta shootout, the only way we know how. I'm going to 32-24 Parramatta. I'm going to go first try score. I'm just having where do we like to score first? I'm going to go Sam Rani first try scorer. I'm going to think they're going to be hitting Kelmer short, and they're going to use him as a block play. Ayongi sweeps around, little short ball to Sam Rani. Bold prediction, I'm going to go Ayongi to have 4+ try/try assists. So tries and try assists going to go into at least 4. God, this is so much easier when there's not 7 of us having to try and get through, because the likelihood that we have the exact same is so low. It's
exactly.
I would have just panting on, oh shit, I'll do something else.
I remember the one time I went on, man, I was just like, I can't remember if I was first or like last person asked in the bold prediction or what, but I was just sitting there just like, Oh, I hope no one says what I'm thinking because I've been thinking about this for about 2 hours.
I'll have like my little notes next to where I am. I'm like, all right, this is what I'm thinking. And I'll have like a bunch of try scorers who I think could go score first. And then I'll go, all right, so they've all said here, my fuck. Who have I got left? I'll go, Junior Paulo.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes you just got to be like, well, I had the same as you, but now I got to change.
Yeah. Or I got comfortable enough that I just went, fuck it. I had this in mind. I'm not changing it.
Yeah.
You can take it or leave it. I'm not changing my answer anymore.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah. Well, look, any final words, mate, before we get ourselves mentally, emotionally, and physically prepared for another Parramatta game?
Yeah, mate, I got to check my blood pressure before the game and blood pressure after the game, and I'll let you know the results of that. But very excited for tonight. I feel like we have a big chance at running over them and beating them tonight. But yeah, just looking for these little improvements every week. And as long as we put the effort there, yeah, I think we can get over the top of them.
No, you've hit nail on the head there. If we can hold the ball, if our forwards can stand up how they need to stand up, I don't see why. Now, David, first things, thanks for being our first comment. Appreciate it. B,
We
you go
appreciate
for
it.
Manly. You go for Manly, so I don't know how much I can take out of it.
Ooh.
But we did say, pretty confident, if I look at the last 3 posts about this afternoon, let me see, 3 p.m., 3 p.m. So you had ample opportunity. But we'll get some little clips made up to give you a bit of a rundown of what we said. And we'll reach out personally, mate, and we'll let you know how we went. Just make sure you're around for the Parramatta. Well, actually, we'll go through our one question we'll have before we go. In terms of Ethan Sanders leaving, I wasn't that upset because this was
Neither.
2 years ago now. We had Brown, who I thought were going to be our half pairing for the next 5-6 years, and you can't keep them all. Like,
yeah, I think Brown leaving was the big one. Like, they were like, they got rid of Blaze basically because they wanted to keep 6 and Blaze wanted to play 6. And then Brown left. And also prior to that, Ethan Sanders left because he didn't see an opportunity through to start for Parramatta. And yeah, Brown left, and that sort of left us in a bit of a grey area where we didn't really know who our 6 was going to be.
yeah, I think no, because I believe that Sanders is an out and out 7. I think he's always wanted to be a 7, and the same year he left was the same year that Moses won State of Origin in Queensland. Last year, like, Moses really cemented himself as one of the best halves in the comp.
Yeah.
And we're not going to drop in their prime Moses for Sanders. And you can't expect Sanders to wait around for 6-7 years.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, I think Sanders is what, 20, he'd be 22 now, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Just answering a question from David there. No, I don't think Parra would have kept Sanders if they knew Brown was leaving. I feel like they would have paid extra to try and keep Blaze Talangi and wanted him to play 6.
Yeah, I agree. So Sanders is 22 now, and you got to think Moses has 4 years left. Are you really expecting Sanders to wait till he's 26?
No, absolutely
play
not.
first grade? How you see that? It's so rare. Like, Trey Fuller is the exception, not the rule.
Yeah.
So, and I hope nothing but good things for Sanders. I think he's a good kid. I don't like saying that because it just shows that I'm getting considerably older than all these junior players who are playing.
It sucks, hey.
Like, we're the same age as Stephen Crichton.
Are we?
Well, yeah, he's 20. Well, he's the same age as me. So I'm 26 next week.
Right.
And I'm pretty confident he's the same age.
Pretty crazy if he is.
NRL players born in 2000. This is going to upset me. I already know this is going to upset me. Tino, Dylan Brown, Tom Gilbert, Spencer Lenu, Patrick Carrigan. No way Patrick Carrigan's my age. No.
Stephen Crichton is 25, and like I'm literally older than him by 3 days. So that means we've got another at least 10 years of Stephen Crichton to go. That's scary.
Yeah, exactly. And Dylan Brown is 3 days younger than me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Well, there you go.
And he's just signed a $14 million deal to go play footy for a dog shit club and leave me after I got the tattoo of him.
How dare he?
And I'm just sitting there with this stupid fucking tattoo on my leg.
You'll have to, like, I don't know. Tattoo removal is tough. It hurts.
It is. And that's why I was banking on Dylan Lucas joining our team, because Dylan continues. So as long as Parramatta always has a Dylan in their side, we're good.
We need to sign someone with the first name Dylan, or even last name Dylan.
Yeah, so there's Dylan Lucas, Dylan Brown, Dylan. Would we count Dallin with Tenny Selesniak? Close enough. Not that I want him. Dylan Egan, I'd like that. Dylan Edwards, I'd like that. It's got to be someone. But that's all good. We'll have a nice junior. Dylan Walker's going to Super League next year, I reckon.
Dylan Walker, there you go.
Yeah, next year. I don't think he'll be here next year. That's my concern.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, mate, maybe I don't want Dylan Walker. No, I do. I do like Dylan Walker. It's just too fresh because I feel like they joined around the same time. So when Dylan Walker was there, Dylan Brown was still there. So he was never the true deal bags. And he just feels like a secondary consolation deal bags for me now.
Dude, but when Dylan Walker gets the ball, do you yell, "Go yourself, deal bags"? Should we start doing that?
I'm gonna have to, because I still say it when Dylan Brown runs.
Yeah.
It's just I'm just gonna have to cover up the tattoo. Maybe I'll just get another tattoo of someone I know. I might get a Joe Ash tattoo. Joe Ash won't leave.
Oh jeez, I hope not. I'd probably go for a Moe tattoo, just purely because I know he's finishing his career.
Maybe I'll just get Jaden, like a Jaden Stewart tattoo. Like, fuck it. I'll go one.
Speaking of Sewer, Sewer's gone for the rest of the season.
Good. Not good. No. Let me rephrase that, because that didn't sound too great from me. He can rehab the rest of this year, get himself nice and fresh. So by the time we hit November, he's ready and raring to go. There'll be no wear.
I wonder if Dragons would release Sewer to do his rehab at Parramatta.
I don't. We'd have to take money. We'd have to pay some of his wage, and I don't know if I want to be paying someone's contract.
Yeah, while he's not playing.
While he's not playing. But it's an interesting thought. There was a rumor that Dragons offered us Sewer and Holmes if we would take on Holmes' contract. This was before Sewer got hurt.
Wait, really?
Yeah, so we'd have to take on Holmes' $1 million deal for this year and next year, and we would have got Sewer early. And I don't think we wanted to take Holmes.
So they would have given us Holmes and Sewer, or are they saying we would just have to pay?
No, so we would have given them someone. I'm not sure who, and they would have given us Sewer if we took on Holmes' contract as well.
Oh no!
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely not.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. So they would have gotten off $1 million worth of Holmes for him, and look, I don't see the point in getting half a year of Jaden Sewer.
Yeah, absolutely not when sort of our season's already gone.
Yeah, another year where we're halfway through the year and we're looking at next year.
Yeah. Feel like it's just been rinse and repeat the past few years, especially.
Yeah, there was always something. Like 2023, there was the whole Dylan Brown court stuff that happened that threw us off. Yeah. 2024, Moses was hurt all year.
Yeah.
2025, we just sucked ass for the first half of the year. There's no ways about it.
Yeah, we're missing Moses again.
Yeah, missing Moses. And then this year, missing Moses. Pezic gets hurt. Hopgood gets hurt. Paulo gets hurt. Ayongi gets hurt. Simo gets hurt. Turi gets hurt. I don't like how many people I could think of. Tuivati was hurt for a bit. Smith got hurt. Like,
Yeah.
bloody hell, Kit Kat was out. Like, I don't know if you follow physio. God, so much for leaving. So much to talk about. If you check NRL physio does like an injury ladder each week,
Yeah. Yep.
and we have 109 weeks worth of injuries.
I saw that, man. That's crazy.
20 weeks more than second, and how good's my math? 99, 89, 87 weeks more than last place, which is Penrith.
Jeez. I mean, like, I saw a great post, overrated Vic,
Yes,
on
over at Vic.
Instagram, where I completely agree with what he said. He was just like, how is any team supposed to compete with that many injuries? Like, you take that many players out of any side, you are looking depleted and look unable to compete. It's just tough. It's just been a really unlucky year for Parramatta, similar to what the Rabbitohs sort of had last year.
Well, you have a look. So you imagine if Penrith were in our shoes and Edwards was out for 6 weeks, Jenkins was out for a bunch, Cleary was out for a bunch, Leota was out, Lindsay was out, Kenny was out, and
Yep.
then who's their bench players? You take like Liam Henry or Pups, they're out.
Yep.
Like, you can only do so much.
Yeah, that's right.
And this is not us saying that our players are to the standard of theirs, but it's still starting fullback, starting halfback. Like, we've just chopped and changed. It's so hard to get combinations going.
And you're seeing it filter down into Cup.
Yeah, like our Cup
like,
team have had 50 put on us 2 weeks in a row now, and we were looking pretty solid. Like, we beat the Dragons, who were on a run, and we looked really good against them. But like, when you've got our halves being 18-year-old Lorenzo and Appa, who's not really
no, not a
an
seven.
out 7, and like our back line, we've got who we're supposed to have like your Sam Ranis and your Kellys and all that playing. We've got Parras and then a bunch of flag players. To be fair, our 4-pack's good this week. We've got Matt Ailey, Riley Smith, Josiah Finluda, who's the SG ball captain from last year, Geimer and Saxon Pryke, but then we're just back to not having anyone on the bench.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, we've gone from 6th to 12th.
Yep.
Like,
yeah, there's just nothing you can do with all these injuries. But I will say the positive note on that is these youngsters are getting game time and they're getting experience. They're getting their first grade reps. So that's the positive sort of part of all these injuries.
It is, and we'll just take solace in the fact that we're going to gain more and more experience with these boys. And then when it comes to having a good, strong off season, we'll be ready to go for next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Fingers crossed. We're starting next season in Vegas, so that's very exciting.
It is, and just before we call it, I've just gotten some news from my co-partner. Quick shout out to Tino. His dad just passed. Thoughts are with you, Tino. Although you do play for
terrible,
opposite teams, we don't wish this on our worst enemies. We know you're with your boys in the Queensland camp. We know Queenslanders will get around you if they do, and I'm sure you're going to come out and bring it these next couple of weeks, mate. So us at all the Bulls and the Electric Eels send our condolences out to you, mate. Very
sorry to hear, mate.
Alrighty, mate. Well, I think that's probably a good segue to probably call it for today. We've done well. An hour to get through a preview. There's always so much to chat about.
That's longer than I thought it was going to be, but we've done really well.
It's always just so much to talk about, and mate, I think we're more than happy to have you back. I like the idea of doing some Parra previews as we go through, and we'll jump on and do some midweek things if you'd be interested in coming back again.
Yeah, for sure. Whenever.
Not beautiful. Well, look, thanks so much for coming on, mate. It's been a pleasure. Fucking a couple of hours now to get ourselves comfortable, and up Eels, go Parra.
Go the Eels. Let's go.
Let's go.